battery technology is still not as good, right? Things only last so long. So if you're afraid of a robot, just wait 20 minutes and the battery will be drained. So then you don't have to worry about it anymore.
When the war started, they protected me. Took better care of me than humans would have.
They're not people, Maya. It's just programming.
Walter, thank you so much for your time. We're so excited to have you on CineMovie TV today. I wanted to start off by asking you, movies have vilified AI and robots like M3GAN last year, and in The Terminator and Resident Evil. The creator switches up this narrative. Will futuristic robots be friends or foes?
I think they will be friends for sure. I mean, we have a need for comfort, and I think the robots down the road are going to be able to provide us that comfort. But yeah, definitely no Terminator or M3GAN. Yeah, that was that was really bad. But anyways, yeah, I think they'll be friends. They will be able to comfort us in the future, and that's why I'm actually interested in social robots, robots that can have a good conversation with you. So yeah, I think they'll help us out down the road. They could be our therapists and things like that.
Yeah, definitely. And then in this film, we see that there's a lot of robots that take on different roles within this society, this futuristic society. Some that have integrated themselves into like a new race, right? So it will definitely be interesting to see how in the future, if this does come to be, they'll be friends.
Yeah, I love that aspect of it. I love that you can see that robots have their own roles, and it seems like their own characteristics. And so it would be interesting to see how down the road we can create rules and laws that will allow for something like this. So for now, I don't know if we can give robots free will and free reign, but we'll see what happens down the road. It would be interesting to see.
Yeah, definitely. Well, talking about, robots getting free will, we see that in this movie, there's robots that kind of take on a human form. So I wanted to ask, how far away are we from robots, looking like us, knowing that there's already a robot named Sophia that's out there? And can the skin truly be replicated?
Yeah, so robots like Sophia are pretty interesting. As like you mentioned, the whole skin thing. So anthropomorphic robots that look like us, like humans, are extremely interesting. But yeah, Sophia has a material called rubber that was invented by the company who created Sophia, Hanson Robotics. And so that gives it an even more, like we call it uncanny valley, when things look a little bit too human. So I don't know. I kind of like the robots, kind of like the creator that you see over there. Robots that have a shape like this. You can still know that it's a robot, but like this one has one eye. They're still anthropomorphic, but we know they're robots. So I don't know if we should make them look exactly like us. It's a little too uncanny valley for me, but yeah, I like robots that look a little more robotic, I think.
Okay. And so what movies featuring robots inspired you to become a robotics engineer? Where did this passion start?
Sure. So it started with Star Wars, but then it moved to Saturn III, which was a 1980 movie, and that had a robot in there that was, kind of human-like. But the robot itself actually falls in love with the humans. So that was a pretty interesting concept back then. And then Johnny Five, just the mechanics of it. So just the overall things of, creating something that looks like it's alive, right? Like it's got life of its own. That fascinates me.
So we definitely see a lot of this movie, right?
Yeah, exactly. Can't wait. Yeah, it's gonna be. I can't wait to see people's reactions. It's gonna be very interesting.
Yeah, definitely. We've already seen a lot of mixed feelings about AI in this movie. just by seeing the trailer. What are your thoughts on, you know, people being scared or frightened about the future and, you know, technological evolution?
Sure, yeah. So we're still behind as far as the hardware aspect of things. So, you know, battery technology is still not as good, right? Things only last so long. So if you're afraid of a robot, just wait 20 minutes and the battery will be drained. So then you don't have to worry about it anymore.
Especially on our phones nowadays, you know, you have to have
Exactly,
them
yeah.
plugged in.
I know, unless you carry battery packs. But as far as software, though, that's a little bit of a different story. I think software, what we see on the news a lot right now with ChatGPT and all these different tools, is the ability to process words and phrases so fast. And through statistics, it just, you know, you come up with it comes up with answers that you think are human-like. But the reality is that it's still missing conscience, still missing, emotion and things like that. Although I just read an article that there are algorithms out there that can mimic emotion. But like I said, it's artificial. It's still mimicking, and it's up to the person who programs these things to be able to. And that's what we're going to see as the output. It depends on who programs it, what country programs it as well. So that's that as well. Yeah.
And that's also something that we're going to be seeing in this movie, right? Because a lot of these robots that are somewhat human looking now have emotions, now have, you know, consciousness, and they can make their own decisions. So
Yeah. Now I would only be afraid if a robot truly develops creativity,
okay.
because that's the thing the machines lack, and that's the thing that we humans have. Well, there's conscience, but there's also creativity, right? So once a machine becomes creative, then they'll be creative to do whatever they want. But as of now, there's no general AI out there that can do that.
You built an R2 unit.
Yes.
What other movie characters have you created, or what other robots are you excited to continue working on, or are you able to show us?
Yeah, so I've done a lot of props for television commercials, for example, and for TV series. I also drive a lot of robots for like the CSI shows. When you see a military robot or a police robot disarming a bomb, I'm the guy behind the scenes driving those robots. The R2 unit, yeah, that was my main goal when I was a kid. I just right now I just want to create my own humanoid looking robots. So like this movie, The Creator, that's exactly what I've been trying to design for the past couple of years, actually. So right now I'm moving more towards creating my own designs of humanoid like robots.
What do you want people to get out of this movie? What are you looking forward to them reacting to?
Well, I'm hoping that this inspires a new generation, like I was inspired when I was a kid, a new generation of people who will build robots for different purposes, but that have that human-like look to them. So that's my hope. Hopefully, people will become interested in creating machines that look like us, but they can help us down the road.
And last but not least, we are a couple days into Hispanic Heritage Month. You yourself are an Honduran, you know, robotics expert. What would you like to share with the community in terms of like how they can get involved themselves? And
Sure, yeah. So as a Latino born and raised in Honduras, there's not a lot of us actually building this thing. So I would like to see more and more Latinos get involved in this so that we can shape the future also of what's to come in the world of robotics. So we have a lot of creative people. That's what robots lack. So we should go out there and create some things. I was the president of the Robotics Society of Southern California. And I urge you to get involved in organizations like that, societies like that, where you can actually learn more. There's a lot of forums online as well. So just go out there and build something.